Our Story Productions presents Martin County on TV, spotlighting the organizations, businesses, and citizens who are making a difference in our community today. And with interviews and stories done by local television shows over the last 25 years, here you're sure to learn more about the county we call home. Get ready, for this is Martin County on TV. Hi, I'm Jeff Rouse, executive producer of Our Story Productions, and we have some exciting guests on today on Martin County on TV. Thank you, ladies, for being with us, and share with the folks who you are and who you represent.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having us. My name is Meaghan Slama, and I'm here with...
I'm Kristy Olson.
And we're two members of the group Kids Just Want to Have Fun here in Fairmont.
Well, that's awesome. And first of all, I like the name. That's awesome. Kids,
how could
that not be a good thing?
Exactly.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit first, tell the folks a little bit first about the organization and how all this started. And then we'll kind of talk about, maybe we can even talk about some of the projects you're doing now after that.
Sure, we'd love to. Well, we're not terribly old organization. We started a few years ago. A couple gals met around a kitchen table and had some ideas for bringing really fun things for kids to do in the community. And we've grown to 8 members now. And like you said, we've got a couple great projects under our belt, and it's an awesome group to work with.
Wonderful. Yeah. And how often do you meet?
Oh, once a month usually.
Yeah. And if we have a project going on, it's usually once a week, or we're texting or
on the
Zooming
computer or the phone, or yes indeed.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool. So tell us about pick a subject or a category that you're working on now.
Sure. So our latest project has been the Fairmont Mini Golf, and about a year ago we did the first 9 holes and got really great feedback on that. Mm-hmm. And we thought, well, the room is there, let's do a back 9. So that was just recently completed here in June, had our open house, and everyone seems to really be enjoying it in the community.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now that's out by the aquatic park, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And I have seen that. That is awesome. You guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Your team works hard, I can tell. That's very impressive.
Yeah. And the greatest part about it is it's free. Everyone is shocked when we say it's free.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
very impressive. Share with the folks and me, because I'm curious, how is that possible?
It's possible because we made some really great partnerships in the community. The city of Fairmont has agreed to maintain the grounds for us, so we don't have costs associated with maintenance on that, and so that's a saver for our group. But also, even more important, we have 6 businesses around town who have agreed to administer equipment for us. So they check out the putters and the balls, and they just do it out of the goodness of their hearts and wanting to bring fun to the community. And that helps us to keep it free because there's no need to staff the course, and there's no need to continue maintaining the course other than what the city does for us.
Right. So during the summer hours, the pool, is the main spot where people can check out equipment, but there are some also local businesses that do as well.
So they can check out the equipment right at the aquatic park.
Right.
They can, yeah. That's an easy access for them, and it's really amazing. We've had 2 seasons under our belt now, and it's a checkout system, an honor system. People have checked out equipment, they write down their name, and then everybody has brought the equipment back. We haven't had vandalism or stealing, so we're really proud of that, and really proud of the citizens for taking good care of the equipment.
If a person wanted to know who some of these sponsors are, they're so generous to contribute, how would they go about learning that?
That's a great question because we are so appreciative of all of our sponsors. It couldn't actually be a free course if we did not have a community and people behind us sponsoring this great big project. So we have tons of great sponsors. We receive tons of grants, and I just want to direct everybody to our donor board, which is located at the course, and it will list everyone who has made a donation to our group, who has helped implement the installation of it. So definitely go to that board and check it out. And if you see any of those sponsors, tell them thank you. Go support their businesses too, because they're great to have in our community.
Absolutely. Very, very good community project.
Oh, for sure.
So now tell me about the, like if you're part of a group and you want to come and utilize the facilities, how does that work?
So it's great because, our group is Kids Just Want to Have Fun, but the mini golf really, it encompasses all ages and all abilities. So the course is ADA accessible, stroller friendly. We do have a couple benches for, elderly folks that want to go but take a break or a rest, or anybody.
Yeah.
And so it's really great for all ages. But we've had a couple larger groups come through from the schools, and you just have to reach out to us on our Facebook page or our email and just say, hey, I have 30 kids coming through, and we will help you align, get all that lined up to get the golfs and the equipment checked, the putters and the golf clubs checked out. And same with family gatherings. I can see that being used for a family reunion.
Absolutely.
Things like that. Just great for all ages.
And like you just said, all ages. I think that's so cool. Old guys like me can play with the kids and get beat bad. But still, have fun doing it. Exactly. Ladies, I noticed when I was out there, the obstacles and the displays are awesome. How did that come about?
They really are.
Yeah. So we partnered, like I said, with the sponsors, and then they were able to kind of design their whole, what they wanted to look like, and then we used all local artisans to create those obstacles. So everything is local, from the sponsors of our hole to who actually created that obstacle.
They're very unique and very much oriented towards the sponsor, which is cool.
It is very cool.
I love that.
I think that was maybe one of the draws for the sponsors too. They could put their own stamp on the hole, and it can be there forever.
Absolutely, very cool.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, ladies, this is a great project and ongoing. I think that's awesome. Share with us some other type of projects your group has been involved with.
Sure. Our very first project was the indoor playground at the mall here in Fairmont. So that's a cool structure for maybe your younger age of child that they can enjoy it. My kids, I have got 3 of them. They all love it. And then after that, we moved into the first 9 of the mini golf course, and then the second 9 to make us an 18-hole golf course. But we also do some annual events, which are cool.
Sure. When I first joined the group, we've been talking about doing some events, some fundraisers, and one of the first things I said is this community needs a father-daughter dance. I came from
Love it.
a town that did one, and it's just such a special event. All of us moms are tearing up in the back watching those daddies dance with their daughters. So we do that annually, and then we also do a mother-son event. So that's a superhero theme, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of more high energy. And,
I can imagine.
So also another really fun event that we do annually.
So where are those held?
At Bethel.
Okay. They have nice facilities. I'm sure that lends itself.
Great big open gym
perfect.
space, and we just fill it with kids and parents. Yeah, it's really awesome.
And these are annual events that are held.
And you can check out the dates on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Ladies, tell me, are you connected, or do you work with other organizations in our community?
We absolutely love working with other organizations within the community, I think. All these projects that we have completed have been a collaboration with other groups, and our group specifically, we have begun to start working and volunteering with other groups in the community. So I can see our group in the future providing support to other organizations when they need volunteers. So if you are looking to be on a committee, this is an amazing committee, a local one to be a part of, because we just love to bring good to our community.
Yeah, we've had other groups reach out to us and, can you help with this? Can you help with this? And that's what it's all about, is collaboration with other people that are trying to do good in the community.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And again, the name lends itself to kids just want to have fun. How can that not be a good thing, right? That's wonderful. Now, if someone wants to get a hold of you for involvement or just to learn more about your organization or events coming up, how would they do that?
Yeah.
Sure. So we have our Facebook page. That's a good way to get a hold of us. And you can direct message on there or just watch for upcoming events or any updates that we have. We have a few things in the works that you can find anything that you would want on our Facebook page, or the Fairmont Mini Golf also has an email if you have any questions about the Fairmont Mini Golf or the process on how that works or any questions.
Yeah.
Sure, very, very
Look at
cool.
that.
Well, ladies, this is a tremendous project. Thank you for doing this for our community.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for
It's been
having us.
fun and learning about it. And like I said, when I was out there, I was so impressed. I was like, this is really well done and well put together
Thank you.
and inviting to everyone of
Yeah,
every age.
We
Good.
hope everyone enjoys it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming.
Yes, thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
You bet.
Yeah.
The Pioneer Museum has been in existence since 1956 and reflects the history of Martin County. We are excited to share with you some of the highlights of what we have to offer. For more information, visit our website.
We're in the Pioneer Room in the Pioneer Museum. We're going to look at a number of very interesting items. We'll start with the icebox. Before there was electricity, in order to keep things cool, people had to use what was called an icebox. This is a refrigerator from the past, again called an icebox. Why is it an icebox? Because ice would be put in this container here. Then it would be closed to keep things like ice cream, vegetables, cold. Now, the icebox is fully operational now with ice in the ice container, and everything is kept cool. I'll open it up again so we can see exactly what it looks like, and there we are. All right, if you hear some squeaking, it's the wood floors and people walking around, looking around in the museum. All right, over here is a stove, a little different stove than we are accustomed to today, but it was used for not only cooking, but things like an iron, to heat up an iron, which is very heavy, to iron clothing. There's a waffle maker. There's a pot for boiling water. Another kind of waffle maker, and again another kind of iron. And Jim, what do you have over there?
Well, I'm trying to load the dishwasher, Lenny.
Well, that's a neat dishwasher from the early 1900s, electric, but we don't use it today, so I don't think we better do that.
Well, then you can't leave dirty dishes in your office all the
Well, I'm
time.
glad you cleaned it up. I appreciate that. Okay, this is a really unique item as well. It's patterned somewhat after dishwashers of today, but obviously it's pretty archaic. It is electric. It did use soap, and I'm just amazed that it had something like that. We had something like that in the early 1900s. Jim, what do you have right there?
Well, you know, Lenny, you were talking about the icebox earlier, and this is a portable icebox. It's called the Carry Cold, and that was produced in Minneapolis. This was used
Something
in,
like that cost, do you think?
well, I found a newspaper article, 1933, you could have got one of these bad boys for $2.49.
Yeah,
That's
that's quite a deal. I suppose you could take like the milk jars up there
Yeah.
and put in there and keep them cold.
Oh yeah, you could keep bottles cold for roughly about 36 hours if you had, you know, good ice or a good cooling product in there. So
The precursor to the coolers we carry now.
Yeah,
Keep things
absolutely.
cold in. Well, these are just a few of the things in this room. We're going to be taking a look at some others that are very interesting as well in just a few minutes. Okay, we're still in the Pioneer Room in the Pioneer Museum, and phones have evolved. Most of us now use cell phones, but back in the early 1900s and up through really the 1960s, this type of phone was used. It's a wall phone. I'll demonstrate how it's used. Okay, you've got the earpiece, and you talk into this part. If you wanted to get a hold of somebody, make a phone call, you would pick up the receiver, you would ring it like that, and you would tell the operator what the phone number of the person you wanted to talk to. Now, an interesting thing about these phones is they were on party lines. So you might be talking to somebody, but you'd also have the chance of somebody else listening in on your conversation. Really unique item, and that's how those phones were used. And Jim, what do you have there?
well, Lenny, I'm finally getting around to that vacuuming you asked me to do, and this was really the only one I could find. So where do you want me to start?
Well, you know, these are historic items. We really shouldn't be using them in the museum, so I'd say put it back in display.
Thank goodness, because this is a hand-powered vacuum from the 1900s, and
Well, maybe you should give it a try. Get
well,
a little exercise while you're at
I
it.
might just go get an electric.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
In the Pioneer Room, there's a lot of other things that are of interest. Old toasters, meat grinders, meat carving blocks, dishes, furniture. Be sure to stop in and see all the different things in the Pioneer Room when you're in the Pioneer Museum.
So say, Lenny, why don't we head downstairs and show them another room?
I think that's a good idea. We're just about to go into the Kessel Room, but before we do, we've got all kinds of things in the hallway. Example, take a look at this item. This is an extremely unique 1912 Wagner motorcycle. Can you imagine, Jim, riding that to Sturgis?
Does not look fun.
Or even to Northrop. It's just, we've had people come in looking at it. An individual from the Twin Cities came. He has one like it that he's restored. It's just a really unique and interesting piece, in addition to the bicycles there too. But what about this, Jim?
Yeah, this is the vault that came out of the Martin County Courthouse. Was put in when the building was built in 1906. And my goodness, it is a serious piece here. It's steel, cement, it's huge. You can see on some of the pictures of the display, they had to get it out with a crane and then bring it here on a wrecker. So, you know, they can see it was built, walls were built around it because it was so heavy. It took many people to move this in here. So, yeah, this is probably our heaviest piece.
And over here, Tom Syme had a barber shop in Fairmont, and at that time it was located down in the basement of a store, and you'd walk down. These are the chairs they would use, and these are a lot of the items that the barbers would use. And you can see the cups and I'm not even sure what these are called. What are they called, Jim? Do you know?
I think that was used
brush,
yeah, shaving cream.
Shaving cream, that type of thing.
I'm not too familiar with those, you can see.
Yeah, I can tell. But really unique item. They don't have these kinds of chairs anymore, obviously, but it just kind of takes you back to the past.
Sure.
So now we're going to get ready to go into the Kessel Room. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the Kessel Room in the Pioneer Museum. The Kessel Room has everything railway motors. Railway motors was one of the most significant industries in Martin County and Fairmont that has ever existed. At one time they employed 1 out of every 10 people in Fairmont. Big company, long time in the area. It started as, became Fairmont Motor Car Company, Fairmont Gas Engine and Railway Motor Car Company in 1915. It started in 1909. Along this wall, you'll see a lot of the different kinds of engines and machines that Fairmont Railway Motors made. They're all cutaways, so you can see the inside and how they were made. There's just all sorts of different kinds. I wouldn't have a clue as to what they're all called, but they're all identified, and very good examples shown. In this display case, there are some of the smaller items that Railway Motors made, Fairmont Railway Motors. And as we come over to this area, during World War II, it's really interesting that with the war effort, they made what was called a rotating mechanism for an anti-aircraft gun turret. So they were very active during the war years and helping the military. They actually even made a tank at one time. I'm not sure if that was actually put into play with the military or not, or if it was just something that they worked on but didn't go any further than that. And then Jim is going to show us something else over here.
Yeah, this here is a chemical fire engine that Railway Motors made. It holds water and the different chemical components so that at the time of a fire, when you went to spray, it would mix everything together. You know, they just made a ton of different things, had their hands in a lot of different industries. They made tractors, engines, maintenance equipment for railroads. They use a lot of big, complicated machinery. This is a hardness tester. Don't ask me how to test that hardness, but yeah, just very big, very interesting. You know, they just had a ton of employees, a ton of different projects. They even had their own Railway Motors baseball team in the 10s and 20s. So yeah, just a lot of things. You can see a lot of different albums. We've got thousands of pictures of the things they made or invented or came up with. So
They actually had a photographer on staff
yes, they did.
for many years, up until, as I understand, up to about the 1980s.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
they've got pictures not only of the items that they made, but where they were sent to, and also just historical pictures of things in Martin County and Fairmont.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and they were all over the community. You know, got golf trophies. You know, different pictures of their employees. Really, a key part of town.
they had a testing track, a big oval circle where they would test all their rail cars.
Yeah, that's right.
And rail car enthusiasts will come here. This is kind of the mecca for them because their rail car was made in Fairmont. So
Sure.
they'll come and take a look at this room and look through the pictures, and something they really enjoy.
Yeah.
This is just one of the rooms, the Kessler Room, named after a former maintenance man here, Ray Kessler. He was a great person, and that's why the room was named after him. And we just have a lot of other rooms, but this is just one example. So be sure to come and stop at the museum and take a look at all the different rooms and the different things that we have available.
Martin County on TV Flashback.
This entertainer is from California, another marvelous singer-songwriter. His name is Joel Raphael, and he brought a musician friend of his with him who is a pianist-accordionist. And that man's name is Radoslav Lorkovic, who lives in Iowa. Just a marvelous
He definitely wasn't
piano player.
He wasn't
keyboard
born
player.
in Iowa.
No, he wasn't born in Iowa. He was born in Russia.
Yes.
First of all, Joel Raphael regularly appears in these folk festivals throughout the country. In
Right.
fact, he's part of something called the Woody Guthrie Folk Festival. He has become so involved in that Woody's daughter has actually given Joel Woody's poems, which had not been set to music. And he has written music for many of those, and he has 2 entire CDs of Woody Guthrie songs.
And he was one of the most impressive performers.
Yes, he was.
that you could hear. And he loves Minnesota. And he talked a lot about coming to Minnesota and performing throughout Minnesota. So I thought that was great.
His recent CD is called 13 Stories, and all of the songs on it are his own songs, and he's backed by David Crosby and Graham Nash. You know, Crosby, Stills, Nash Young, for many of those who are interested in 70s music. And 2 of the songs that we saw him sing or heard him sing, we've selected for you to see today, and one is called Steady Letters, and Radoslav is on the piano on that one. And the other is called My Country, and that's from the newest CD, and Radoslav plays the accordion.
A wonderful performance, and let's hear that performance right now.
All I got are these steady letters to carry me home. Reading and writing these steady letters from the windy city to the streets of Rome. Steady letters to ease my mind, steady letters to help me find my way home to the place in your heart. Steady letters when we're far apart. Try to get back to my family and the ones I love that I long to see in the city that I call my own. These steady letters to carry me home, steady letters to ease my mind, steady letters to help me find my way home to the place in your heart. Steady letters when we're far apart. We're looking up at the same full moon, but we're living in 2 different hemispheres. Next time I see you won't be too soon, cause I haven't seen you in a couple of years. Steady letters to ease my mind, steady letters to help me find my way home to the place in your heart. Steady letters when we're far apart. Well, carry carry on these steady letters. How do you think that they will look? Talking about our steady letters, sitting in our war scrapbook. Steady letters to ease my mind, steady letters to help me find my way home to the place in your heart. Steady letters when we fall apart. Steady letters to set me free. Steady letters from you to me. Steady letters from me to you. Steady letters gonna get us through. My country.
Martin County on TV Flashback.
Well, there you have it, another episode of Martin County on TV. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we welcome you to tune in again. Thank our sponsors for making this happen, and remember, it's not just the past, but the present that tells our story.